where we should like to see Jesus is a question from the Gospel of this Sunday. We're at the 5th Sunday of Lent now, and I want to reflect for a change on the first reading from the prophet Jeremiah. Please forgive me if this reflection is a little heavier than usual. I will return in a moment to the request of the Greeks, which began my thoughts. Indeed, it's echoed, prefigured by a similar statement in the first reading, which comes from Jeremiah. Here in chapter 31, the Lord, through the mouthpiece of his prophet, is promising a new covenant to his people. It's always important to remember that a covenant is something God does, that God makes with his people. Men make contracts with God, but God makes covenants. When the waters of the flood receded, God made a rainbow shine in the sky as a mark of a new covenant with his people. When Moses brought the tablets of stone down the mountain, there was a newer covenant. And the text of Jeremiah refers to this event. I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt. Sadly, through the centuries, God's people did not always keep the covenant. But here's the wonderful thing. This is the good news, that God is always faithful to his people and will keep making a new covenant with them. And so Jeremiah speaks of a covenant when the Lord will write a new law on their hearts, deep within them. This new law will not need neighbor or brother to encourage, learn to know the Lord. No, they will all know me, the least no less than the greatest. It is the Lord who speaks. When Philip, one of the 12, brings some Greeks to Jesus after they have made their request, we want to see Jesus, Jesus himself says something very interesting. It's as if this is that final piece of the puzzle, the catalyst for something new to happen now. He says, the hour has come for the Son of Man to be glorified. Jesus is not thinking here of human glory, the glory of an Olympic medal, winning an Oscar, scoring a cup final goal, lifting the Sam Maguire, becoming president, but the glory of the cross, when he will accomplish the will of the Father, when he will bring about the salvation of humanity, men and women. Unless a wheat grain falls on the ground and dies, it remains only a single grain. But if it dies, it yields a rich harvest. Choosing the glory of the Father and not human glory is the antidote to the vanity and the sin of Satan, whose first word, according to Christian tradition, was, I will not serve. That's why we can say that Jeremiah, writing 6 centuries before Christ, writing from Babylon, oh, how could we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? By the waters of Babylon we sat and wept, the psalmist cries, that Jeremiah in the Spirit can foresee this moment when the Greeks will ask Philip their question, and Jeremiah will know that the ultimate covenant, God's last word and testament, is Jesus. The gospel later speaks of a voice from heaven which confirms the glory of which Jesus spoke. Then Jesus, speaking also in the Spirit, looks ahead to Calvary, as we do next week, and gives us those prophetic words of victory. And when I'm lifted up from the earth, I shall draw all people to myself. And when we've heard the word in Mass, the word which we have reflected on in these few thoughts, we proceed to the liturgy of the Eucharist, and we will hear those incredible words, the blood of the new and eternal covenant, and we will receive in communion God's greatest gift, his only Son, Jesus.
The day is almost over.